everyone, this is Kassie and these are the weekly tarot horoscopes for the week of February the 6th to February 12th. Don't forget that every day I upload the card of the day and you can see the energies of each day, but if you want a more detailed and personal tarot reading, you can always find me on my psychic platform www.cassiekai.com, where you will also get 3 free minutes with your subscription to use it in your first session. If you want to check out last week's predictions, you can do so by clicking the link above. But let's see what the future holds for us. For Aries, we had the Four of Swords and now it's the Ten of Wands. The vibes are changing for you, Aries, this week because the Four of Swords is a very different energy. The Four of Swords is a card of relaxation, of rest. It's a break that we take to see things from a different perspective or to recharge and recoup. But the Ten of Wands is a very intense energy, a heavy energy usually. So maybe you will overestimate your power this week and you will take on more than you should, because this week something will weigh like a heavy burden on your shoulders, or people will start making demands here and there and you will have to deal with many different energies at once. Now that can be overwhelming, especially if someone or a group of people get too demanding and you will feel that you don't have the time or the energy to accommodate those needs. And having said that, if you become too nice or too accommodating, you will find that people will start taking you for granted. That could cause some serious contrasts and conflicts in your relationships, and things can get easily heated. So if you feel that someone is asking too much of your time, too much of your energy or your resources, you will have to draw boundaries this week and put them in their position. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they feel pressured at the moment and maybe they have taken some distance. Feelings are very intense though, ones show attraction and strong sexual energies, so there is no doubt that they like you a lot. However, there seem to be aspects of your connection that feel quite stressful to them. So there is this need to release pent-up energy for things to get more stable. The Ten of Wands is Saturn in Sagittarius, and that means this week there will be a clash between the desire to live life to the fullest and the limitations something or someone will put in your way. And you may even find yourself rebelling or fighting with that person. However, intellectual endeavors are favored this week, so you will get an advantage if you are having exams or if you applied to a school or if you want to learn something new in general. Tens represent the final stages of something, so you are at the end game of something now, and something is about to change, to be transformed. The energy of this card will last for about 10 days, when you will feel a big release of tension. For Taurus, we had the Judgment and now it's the Eight of Pentacles. The Judgment is a very serious card and a very complex card. It shows so many things. It can be a new beginning because it's a card of rebirth. So maybe a door opened for you last week, a door that was closed before, or you had to deal with something or someone from the past, a message, a lesson you had to learn from the past. But now the Eight of Pentacles will put your focus in practical matters. The Eight of Pentacles shows progress, and it's how we make our life or our relationship work better for us. That's always after effort, because the Eight of Pentacles is a card of work, of effort. So this week you will be making efforts to make things more solid, to make things better. While last week you were dealing with the more serious energies, maybe with things from the past or the emotional aspects of a relationship, this week you will be dealing with the practical aspects of a relationship or of your life. The practical aspects in a relationship can be many things. It's how we share our time, what kind of activities we decide to do together, how we share the responsibilities within a relationship, the obligations we have, and all those things can make a relationship stronger, can hold things together and make feelings even stronger. The Eight of Pentacles is also very strong for career because it shows progress in career. So if you're starting a new job, or even better, if you have started something before in the past and you are now perfecting it in some way, and now that you got more experience or more knowledge, and maybe someone will come to you and ask for advice, or they will ask you to help them with something. If you want to know how someone feels about you, their feelings are growing, and they are growing steadily, but maybe a little slow for your liking. They do want to have a future with you, so their intentions are good, serious, and they are thinking about the future and how to make that future happen. What are the conditions that they have to create in order for a future to work out? The Eight of Pentacles is Sun in Virgo, so this week you will be making long-term plans and you will get things done in an efficient way, and you may also make a commitment. That's either in your professional or in your personal life. The end of the week seems to be the strongest, while something that happened between end of August and beginning September will be finished now, or you will be able to take it to a higher level or to take the next step in it. For Gemini, we had the Page of Swords and now it's the Two of Wands. This week you may find that someone is being indecisive, and that person is probably represented by the Page of Swords, which would be an air, sun or ascendant person, Libra, Gemini or Aquarius. And that person does not act quickly on emotions. They want to mull things over a little, and that means you will be waiting for them to decide. They are exploring two different options, two different paths. Or for some of you, there may be a third person involved in this. So there's a decision that needs to be made between two different persons. There might be a dilemma about whether to keep things as they are or to embark upon something more in tune with your energy. This person is at a crossroads and their attention is divided at the moment, and maybe they have to choose between love and career, for instance, because they know that they will not be able to give both the same amount of attention. And the decision will probably be made in 2 weeks from now, give or take. And it's advisable to not put pressure on or force, and to let things develop organically. When it comes to feelings, the Two of Wands shows there is attraction, there are warm feelings, wands are fire cards anyway, but it also shows hesitation and ambiguity, which means that certainty isn't there and stability isn't there either. The Two of Wands is the Sun in Aries, and under this energy you will feel that you want to do things your way, the way that seems right to you. And that could cause some clashes in your relationships, especially if you are dealing with people who have strong personalities as yourself, like the Page of Swords. And there might be some power struggles that will cause friction. At the same time, under this influence, you will have too much energy and you will feel determined, and indeed much can be accomplished this week. Also, sexual energies will be very strong and you will have some very intense moments. The Two of Wands always come with a choice, and if things have been slow or stuck, expect that this week life will bring you the opportunity to choose, to make a decision, and that will get you unstuck. The beginning of the week between Monday and Wednesday will be the strongest. For Cancer, we had the Six of Swords and now it's the Lovers. The Six of Swords is a card that shows you taking distance from a situation, from a stressful situation. So perhaps last week you decided to pull back and see things from a different perspective, or to block someone, or to move on from someone. Now the Lovers changes the vibe a little, and there might be a reconciliation for some of you, or you will receive an apology, as someone may want you to forgive them for something they've done or something they've said to you. And that will probably get you thinking a bit, as I expect that you will feel rather unsure about this connection. If you want to know how someone feels about you, their feelings are romantic, sexual, but for some of you, the lovers can manifest as a choice that someone needs to make in order for things to move forward. So it could be that you or someone else has to choose between two different persons, or between you and their career. Or it may be a bigger life choice, a very serious choice that will change the dynamics of your relationship or of relationships in general. Also, it's very possible that something will happen within 6-7 days, and that event will generate two different paths or two different choices, and you may find yourself in two minds, in a dilemma, and it may be hard to decide what to do. And with the Six of Swords you got last week, you need to be alert and aware of what is going on around you, because the Six of Swords is emotionally detached, so you may not be able to connect with your deeper feelings at this stage. You may not even know how you feel. So especially if there is someone who lied to you or fooled you in any way, before you decide to invest your time and energy in them, make sure they are not trying to take advantage of you. So if someone has betrayed you or lied to you or cheated on you, give them the chance to prove and redeem themselves, but don't believe them unless you have that certainty inside your heart. That's the message of the lovers, that we need to trust our heart. And if you feel that something is off, then it probably is. The Lovers is one of the karmic cards in Tarot. That's why you may have a sense that a particular situation is predestined, predetermined, because karmic matters, karmic issues, karmic debts may arise under this energy. Just keep in mind that whatever happened in the past does not have to determine your future. Of course, our past determines our future to a certain extent, but you can always make better choices. If what happened before didn't bring the right results, the Lovers tell you that you can now make a better choice. For Leo, we had the King of Wands, and now we have the Ace of Wands. The King of Wands is someone in your life who's a male, probably, who's a fire sign or ascendant, Aries, Leo like you, or Sagittarius, and that person must have played a significant role in your life last week. And this week you have another high energy card, it's the Ace of Wands, and expect there will be an upsurge of energy. You or another person around you will get fired up about a project, a relationship, a plan, or an idea, and you will also take the first steps to bring it into reality. If you're wondering how someone feels about you, with this combination, it shows that feelings are getting more sexual, more intense, and there's a desire to get to know each other better if it's a new relationship. But even if it's an existing relationship, the Ace of Wands shows an opportunity to put it on a new basis if you were not happy with things as they were before. There will be an increase of interest, more attraction, and more passion. Actions and developments are actually speeding up now, and you can expect fast messages, communication, and something may open a new door for you. With the Ace of Wands, the timing's now, so if you've been expecting news, a message, a visit, the wait is over, and this week you will finally get what you want. The Ace of Wands is very good news if you are waiting for a professional matter to be resolved, or if you are looking for a job. And under this energy, there is potential to start something new, something you will feel very passionate about. That's why this week, ready or not, don't hesitate, take action, do whatever you need to do. This isn't a card of waiting, it's about thinking on your feet and taking advantage of this intense energy that can actually help you reach your goals. One thing you need to keep in mind when this card comes up is that this is not about wishing for something to happen or dreaming about it. It's about putting action behind your intention, because intention is the first stage when an idea or desire is being formed. But in order to bring something into manifestation, you cannot do it without taking action. The beginning of the week, between Monday and Wednesday, will be the strongest, so that's when you should take advantage of the high energy of this ace. For Virgo, we had the Six of Pentacles and now it's the Devil. The Six of Pentacles is a card that shows that last week you must have made a deal, an agreement, or some sort of exchange. Maybe you received a gift, for instance, or you were just dealing with practical matters in order to make something better, to make something more stable, because sixes are cards of stability, of balance, either in a professional or in a personal relationship. It's interesting that the Devil too is an earth card, and it's basically associated with Capricorn. So maybe this week you will have to deal with someone who's a Capricorn sun or ascendant, and don't be surprised if this person takes a 180 turn and shows a different aspect of their personality, which can be surprising for sure. And depending on the nature of your relationship, it can be either fun, as the Devil can be very tempting and sexual, or nasty and rude. However, don't forget that at times we can only blame ourselves for what is going on in our life, especially if we allow people to mistreat us. So in a way, we ourselves can become our own devils at times, making our life hell by not making the right choices. If you want to know how someone feels about you, there are strong sexual feelings, strong sexual attraction, and they are obsessing with you. And for some of you, this could manifest as a love-hate relationship. Since the Devil often shows that the situation isn't healthy, you should not trust someone blindly, especially if they have cheated on you or lied to you or mistreated you in any way. However, they are into you a lot, but maybe not for the right reasons. So you should not go ahead with something if you don't know what the real intentions of someone are. The Devil is good news when it comes to material things, money, for instance, what we want to accomplish in the material world, our goals, our aspirations, our ambitions, plans we have for our life. And speaking about plans you will make this week will crystallize and take their final form in 2 weeks from now. But make sure that you know what you want, because actions you take this week, you will produce results that will last for a long time. And what I mean by that is that you may not be able to change those results if you don't like them, so make sure you choose your actions wisely this week and do the right thing. We always know what the right thing is if we are honest with ourselves. For Libra, we had the Fool, and now it's the Nine of Swords. The Fool is a card of new beginnings. It shows life's infinite potential, infinite possibilities. So perhaps last week you felt more optimistic about your future, or something new came into your life and made you feel very hopeful, very optimistic. Now this week you have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords suggests that you will have a very significant talk with someone who's probably an air sign like you, Libra, Gemini or Aquarius. And this will be an honest talk, an open talk, and they will show you that you can trust them. The Knight of Swords often indicates some contrasts, so perhaps there is this tendency to fight with this person for the sake of it at times. And keep in mind that the Knight of Swords has always his sword drawn and ready to fight. So maybe there will be a disagreement for some of you, or a misunderstanding. And perhaps you will clash in some sort of conflict, and that will make you or the other person angry. So you need to be a little cautious this week when it comes to how you express your thoughts. However, this contrast may be the result of the tendency that this other person has to fight their feelings, to suppress them. And they may come across as selfish, as stubborn, and you will feel that they put their own needs above the needs of everyone else, which is something we all do to a certain extent. But if those disagreements and debates get too frequent, you may want to take a good look at the foundation of this relationship and see if that's what you want. The energy of this night will give you clarity this week, as swords are cards of the mind, and also the power and determination to put a stop to drama, especially if you find yourself in a situation that's very draining emotionally, because you find it hard to relate to each other emotionally. Swords court cards often do not know how to express their feelings, because swords are communications, are air, the mind. They are good at conversation, but not at expressing their feelings, or they express their wrong feelings. Given that this is one of the fastest cards in tarot, you will find that things are progressing very fast this week, and there might be developments that you did not anticipate. Because the Knight of Swords can be unpredictable, and something may happen that will trigger action and forward movement that will save you a lot of time and energy. This will be a fast-paced week. There will be lots of messages, communications, talks. So if your communication with someone was blocked in the previous days or weeks, now communication channels will open up again. If you want to know how someone feels about you, that person seems to feel a little threatened by your actions, or rather by your words. So make sure that you don't come across as too strong or too demanding. Asking for what you want is good, but before you start pushing, make sure that you and the other person are on the same wavelength and you want the same things. For Scorpio, we had the Seven of Swords, and now it's the Chariot. The Seven of Swords is a card that can trigger some trust issues, or you felt that things were not as they appeared to be, or that someone lied to you, or that something was off anyway. But this week the Chariot will give you the strength of will to get back on your path if you feel that you went off track, especially if you felt unable to move on from something that caused you grief or anxiety. And you will see now that you will be gearing to start something new, and you will put much energy and focus on it. The Seven of Swords can trigger some insecurities, fears of the unknown, but whatever happened last week has now put you in a position of control, because the Chariot is a card of control. Also, the Chariot represents someone in your life who's a water sign or ascendant, probably a Cancer, and there might have been an argument with them last week, and now you feel the need to protect your heart and your feelings, and that's okay to do so, because the Chariot is also a card of differences. So maybe what you want is not the same with what the other person wants, and there's this gap and this contrast that stands in the way. Another thing you may have to deal with is matters involving vehicles. So perhaps you will think about buying a car, or your car will need maintenance, and if that's the case, don't neglect it. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they are guarded, they are reserved, and that can be for many reasons. One of them could be that they think you are not on the same page, and they don't want to put themselves in a difficult situation. Or there's a need to find common ground, like I said before, and see how you could make a situation, a relationship, work for both of you. Sunday appears to be the special day of this week, when you will get something done, or you will hear news involving traveling, or you will get news from someone who lives in a different country. For Sagittarius, we had the Queen of Pentacles and now the Seven of Cups. The Queen of Pentacles means that last week practical matters required your attention, your career, your finances, or practical aspects of your everyday life. And the Queen of Pentacles is also someone who's an Earth, Sun, or Ascendant person, meaning Virgo, Taurus or Capricorn. And the Seven of Cups this week shows this person or someone else who plays a key role in your life will have too many responsibilities or too many things to do, and their energy will be scattered, not focused enough. That's why it's possible that this week you will feel a little confused when it comes to someone's actions, or you may act in a confusing way. And perhaps there will be unrealistic expectations, wishes, or desires, so try to remain grounded and try to see things as they really are. Under the energy of this seven, there's a tendency to daydream, to see things through rose-tinted glasses, but keep in mind that you have many choices at your disposal now. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they don't really know how they feel. Sometimes someone could need some time to realize they like a person or for feelings to get clear, especially if a situation is complicated. For example, if you like a friend or the person you like is with someone else. With the Seven of Cups, the feelings of someone have not yet matured and they cannot make up their mind. And perhaps you too don't understand why you feel drawn to them, so you need to give this time for things to clear up a bit, especially if there are other people interfering. If you want to know how something will progress, new options and opportunities will arise, so don't make decisions yet. Explore all your options and pick the one that feels best. Reflect on those options presented to you and see how you feel about them. Your feelings will be your compass this week because cups are cards associated with feelings. But keep in mind that options give you power, and that's why you will feel strong and determined now. Make a note for Sunday, as it appears to hold a special energy, while something that happened between 13 and 22 November will bring new possibilities and will open new doors for you. The Seven of Cups is Venus in Scorpio, so there will be great intensity in sexual and romantic matters, and there will probably be a very sexy and magnetic encounter this week that will heal or will transform a romantic relationship. For Capricorn, we had the Nine of Cups and now we have the Five of Cups. That's too much water energy because Nine of Cups is a water card and so is the Five of Cups. So this week emotions may get overwhelming, and although the Nine of Cups is a good card and shows that last week you must have had some positive energies in your life, something good happened, a wish came true, this week you may feel that something is missing, which can easily cause negative thoughts and emotions, especially if you are constantly thinking about the worst possible scenarios. You will want more from something or from someone, but at this stage you can't get what you want, either because timing isn't right or because there's a clash of interests or of expectations. And it's easy now to fall into the trap and think that there's only one option for you, one path you can follow. But if you really look honestly and with an open mind, you will see that other paths are also available. Admittedly, not all of them are to your liking, but try to remember that nothing is ever a dead end. Something that happened between 12 October and 1st November may somehow be disrupted now, as fives usually disrupt the balance that fours indicate, and usually that's because there's a need for a different approach, a different mindset that will allow you to produce different results. The Five of Cups is Mars in Scorpio, which means that this week the heat in your sexual life is rising and you will feel very sexual, sensual and seductive. But Mars in Scorpio is not just about sex, it's also about uncovering secrets and hidden intentions. You will be able to see through others, to see through their intentions and to make sense of things that were confusing before. They are having regrets for something they've done to you or for something they haven't done, and they feel they should. I don't think that you will get an apology though, as their feelings seem to be fluctuating and there are ups and downs, and they seem to find certain aspects of your connection disappointing, so at the moment things are out of balance. However, around Friday, you will get the chance to talk and fix things, so try to focus on what is working in your connection and on what could actually bring you closer together. For Aquarius, we had the Ace of Swords and now it's the Tower. The Ace of Swords is a disruptive card at times because it shows that we are cutting cords with things that weren't working, but it's also news, it's a new beginning. So last week you must have experienced some fresh energies or some good news or some news that were needed in order to open a new door. Now the Tower you got is a sudden and unexpected shift that will completely change the dynamics of a situation. And that sudden shift will probably be a realization that you will have or another person will have. And you may find that the foundations of a relationship, either personal or professional, are not as solid as you thought they would be, because in some way they are falling apart, and you will have to decide whether to rebuild what you started a while ago on a different basis or to build something new altogether. And maybe you will feel upset or angry and that something has been taken from you, which means that on a certain level you must have taken something for granted or another took you for granted. But life will make it so that things never remain static and there's always change and shifts, and this week you will have to learn how to navigate through some waves of instability or uncertainty. But on the other hand, there must have been aspects in a situation that were not really working, and now those aspects are being exposed and you can see them clearly, and you will get the chance to reassess a situation and decide what you want to do about it. You will be surprised to see that that your feelings about something or someone change very rapidly and in a very drastic way, or someone else's feelings change very drastically. The Tower is associated with Mars, and that means very high energy. You will feel the need to take action no matter what, and your tongue will be sharp, because Mars always likes a good fight, so make sure to avoid argument, as this week is high risk for that. This week expect the unexpected, and although the Tower gets a bad rep in Tarot, this is actually a good energy if you are looking for change, especially if it's change that you have been unable to make by your own. For instance, if you are single and you were hoping to meet someone but your efforts have produced no results, with the Tower, life may intervene in a way that will manifest an unexpected event, maybe a sudden event, that will make it so that you meet someone when you least expect it. Generally, the Tower foretells surprises. This week you will be surprised by something you didn't think would happen, but make sure you go along with the wheel of life, because if you resist that change, you will feel very frustrated. For Pisces, we had the Knight of Cups and now it's the Star. The Knight of Cups is very enthusiastic when it comes to matter of love, of relationships, so last week you must have experienced some positive developments in your personal life in one of your relationships. And this week you got the Star, which too is a very positive card. The Star promises success. It's just that usually the message it gives is that between now and your end goal there are several stages that cannot be skipped. You cannot take shortcuts. The Star shows distance in time, like the stars in the sky. The way we see them is how they were thousands of years ago. So that's always something you need to take into account when this card appears. Yes, it tells you that something you want will materialize, but not yet. And that might make you a little impatient because the Star is air energy and air is fast, so you want things to develop, to happen fast. But the good news is that you will have guidance along the way, and guidance will come either from the universe through a divine message or even from people around you in your everyday life who might tell you something that you will later figure out that it had a profound meaning or a special message for you. The Star foretells improvement of any situation, so if things have been difficult in any area of your life, now you will start seeing solutions, or people will finally start behaving, and this week you will get the first indications there's a cosmic shift going on, a shift that will influence your life in a big way. That's a good week to make long-term plans, and whatever happens this week may have a karmic feel, as that's one of the karmic cards in tarot. So maybe you will feel a strong and unexplained attraction for someone or something, or a twist of fate will change the dynamics of a situation. Since the star is a card of healing, expect there will be improvement in health matters, and I'm talking about physical and mental health. And there will also be emotional healing. So if you had an argument or a conflict with someone, expect that this week you will kiss and make up, so to speak, and things will get back on track. If you want to know how someone feels about you, you will notice a change for the better. They will be more positive, but also more transparent. If you've been suspicious about their moves, this week your suspicions will be resolved and you will be able to trust them more. They will probably do or say something, most likely they will say something, as the star is an air card and Aries communications, that will give you a better understanding of the situation. The star generally shows that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and if things were confusing in any way, under the energy of the star you will be able to figure things out. So these were the weekly tarot horoscopes for the week of February the 6th to February the 12th. I hope you enjoyed them, and I wish you a great week. See you again next week.